Hey guys, it's 21 Maxwell here and welcome to another edition of WWE RAW. The Evolution will be televised, a TEW save way back in 2003. We're now just 2 weeks away from No Way Out, so we slowly but surely have to get a card together for that. So without further ado, we kick on with Raw. 5,821 fans may not sound like a lot, but we're in Canada, so we're building up a bit of a reputation there in the, what I believe is the Moncton Coliseum. So we start the show after last week's actions. Eric Bischoff decides we're going to have a main event match tonight between Stone Cold Steve Austin and Scott Steiner. So massive announcement right off the bat. It's a B+85. This angle got the show off to a strong start. It got the crowd hotter, and the storyline for the world title has progressed from there. Need to pre-book that. After this, we just have some verbals between Austin and Scott Steiner. And it's just basically Big Papa Pump saying, he's been here for a while now, he's fed up with these punks getting in his way, and Austin just says what for like the most of the promo, and basically just berates Scott Steiner. The crowd loves him obviously because it's Stone Cold. Austin said he's back, his conscience is clear, and he's going to become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion yet again. So A90 gets the angle hotter, the angle of the crowd hotter, and it continues their storyline. Scott Steiner improving acting, the promo. Stone Cold will certainly help get our ratings up, that's for sure. Opening contest was a decent matchup that saw Christian defeat the Hurricane in 9:30 with Unprettier, B77, which was very good. Hurricane and Christian had great chemistry and that showed in their performance. 60 for the Hurricane and 80 for Christian. Overall pretty happy with that, just the fact that poor momentum for the Hurricane because he's putting people over, and it being capped because of length of time harmed it. But as you all know, probably from the TNA save, quite a Christian fan, so yeah, he'll be getting a wee push in this series as well. Then get a hype video from Mark Henry, just showcasing his dominance that took out Kane a couple of weeks ago. Kane is back tonight and will be in action, but it's just showing that the world's strongest man, will always be lurking and could take him out at any point. So D41. Next up, we've got our storytelling match, I believe. A decent matchup that saw the team of Rhino and Trish Stratus defeat Steven Richards and Victoria in 5:39 when Rhino defeated Steven Richards by pinfall with a goer. This was a C64. Trish Stratus sustained a bruised shin. Overall, the best performance was Rhino, followed by Trish, and then Victoria with 47, but we need to build the champion up. Rhino improving performance skills. Overall, yeah, the only real negatives there was, holding back. Everybody seems to have good momentum getting into that, apart from Stevie Richards, but he picks up occasional wins on heat, so sometimes he will do double duty. Cheers, Johnny. After the matchup, Trish is celebrating the win when Jazz comes in and knocks the crap out of her again. So again, just putting Jazz over as a villainous heel coming back. She just doesn't like the fact that the pretty Trish Stratus is continually getting opportunities, so she beats her down, indicating that she wants to become the number one contender for the women's title. D+51. Trish looked good, Jazz performed poorly. Next up, we've got Jericho and Christian in Eric Bischoff's office, and if we use a bit of fantasy booking here, although it does say they're trying to win a contract, what they're basically here for is asking Eric Bischoff, where's our opportunities? We want to be challenging for the title at WrestleMania. Sometimes they're not even on the show. Come on, Eric. Us. Give us a chance. So, A91 for this segment. I will announce what this led to, as it's already pre-booked for next week's show. We're going to have a fatal four-way match. The winner goes to No Way Out to face Triple H for the championship. It's going to be Christian versus Chris Jericho versus Scott Steiner versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. The winner faces Triple H at No Way Out. So hopefully look forward to that on next week's show. That's already pre-booked, so don't worry about that. Next up, we've got Lance Storm and William Regal cutting a promo, C+70. Tag team storyline gains loses a bit of heat here, but progresses. Just violating the damn Dudleys. Don't name the schmutch, Sir William Regal. But before we go to that match, we see Terry yet again flirting with Randy Orton. So where's this going to lead to? If you know your wrestling history, you'll have an idea where we're going with this. This will lead to something big in the future. But C62, Ric Flair helped Randy Orton during this segment. And we then had an 8-man tag. It was a decent matchup that saw the team of Lance Storm, William Regal, and 3-minute warning, Rosie and Jamal, defeat Booker T, Goldust, and the Dudleys. And 11-11, when William Regal defeated Goldust by pinfall. In terms of in-ring work, Booker T was head and shoulders above everyone else. But B-76 is good. I think actually everyone had good performances there. Apart from Rosie and Jamal, so we just try and get them over. It might have been a case they aren't as over in Canada as they are in the States, so that may have hampered them. But hey, it's going to be a process. You know, we're going to keep them, as I say, in as good a position as possible going forward. Negative crowd reactions for both of them. Next up, just a small promo with Evolution, just hyping up this 4-on-2 match, how they're going to take out Kane and Shawn Michaels. But B-74, it should hopefully get Batista and Randy a bit more over in this, but Randy was terrible and looked lost, but Batista looked good. So that's good to see. He enjoyed going off script. And as I say, you'll probably get a promo like this every show just to try and help with Randy Orton and Batista, even though it is going to be a long process. But we did get a good match, which had the team of Evolution, Triple H, Ric Flair, Randy Orton and Batista defeat Kane and Shawn Michaels in 15:04 when Triple H pinned Kane with the pedigree. This was following an interference from Mark Henry. So everything comes together. In terms of in-ring work, head and shoulders above everyone else was Shawn Michaels, as expected. Kane and Shawn Michaels showed excellent chemistry, so we may feature them against Evolution quite a good bit if that's the case. But Shawn Michaels shone in the match. In-ring performance 100. Kane and Triple H with 93s. 62 for Ric Flair. 52 for Randy. 56 for Batista. So slowly but surely they'll get a bit of reputation in Canada. Also the fact they've made Shawn Michaels play a babyface when more than likely he'd be a heel in Canada. But hey, as what it is. 2 storylines advance with the not quite the Hall of Pain storyline gaining some heat. Yes, a good co-main event. I'm quite happy with that. Your usual negatives. Then we had this co-main event, and about that had superb wrestling and great heat. Chris Jericho defeats RVD in 13-13 by pinfall, a B80. Just really a filler match to give Jericho and RVD some screen time. RVD with 78 to Jericho's 89. It continues the Rumble storyline, which obviously is just folk that aren't in the main event scene. A good win for Y2J. So leads us to Austin just saying, you know, he's going to win tonight and he's going to stomp a mud hole. Scott Steiner's, I'm going to say candy ass, but that's the Rock's catchphrase, but he's going to run it dry anyway, but he's going to become the #1 contender and take back the World Championship. So it's been a while since he's been champion. So that's an A91 for Austin. And the match itself had superb wrestling and great heat, but it did only come to an 80 rating. Austin beats Steiner in 18-21 with a stunner. Good chemistry between both of them, but the storyline lost heat. And 94 for Austin, 77 for Steiner. That's fair enough. No skill improvements. What really helped? Oh dear. Austin was penalised for stamina. Right, that's one thing I didn't expect, so that will be a worry going forward. Austin was penalised for drinking. And Austin was penalised for declining physical ability. And of course, because it was 2 baby faces, so I did expect a little bit of a rating drop through that. Austin declining and with drinking affecting his performance. Oh no. I think we are going to have to phase Austin and The Rock out. That's worrying. Overall, though, B plus 83, and the show increased their popularity in 20 regions. So, not the end of the world. Still a lot of good ratings in there, a lot of poor ratings, but it just shows a lot of our workers. And maybe not over as much in Canada as we'd want, but that's going to develop over time. I think we'll stick to probably running in the US going forward. Might venture to the UK just to test that out, but everywhere else I think we'll avoid. Trish Stratus won't be taking some time off, that's cool. I don't think it tells us. Working through, we'll go to medical shortly. But you can see here, Heat didn't get down particularly well, it was a poor show. David Young wins the title at NWA Wales side, and yeah, Raw got fantastic reviews. Then here's what happens in Heat. As I say, it's just a case of putting people over. We've got a lot of alliance going between Raven and Daphne. As I say, Daphne will make her way to the main roster. I'm kind of using like it as an on-screen development heat, but Raven will have big plans as well, just because, yeah, I just really like the Raven character. Jazz is picking up wins there, so is Chief Morley. Rhino was in action against Stevie Richards as well, so just many things that we're broadcasting on heat. So we looked. Ric Flair wants some wins, so you just won there, Rick, but we'll give you a singles match next week where he can win. A 19.16 on TV rating, 14,000 drug tests. Scott Steiner doesn't like Rosie. I don't like you, Scott Steiner. Remember, you're 40, so we could be facing somebody like you down the card if I don't give you the title. So we'll quickly jump into medical. Trish is 3 days, so that's fine, yeah, it's no problem at all. So just like Nurse Spanky's obviously went to rehab, he's out for 8 months and 3 weeks. Jeff Hardy will be back in 56 days, so he'll miss WrestleMania, I believe. B-Square will be back in 13. But looking at people who still get missing, Billy Gunn's got 3 months and 2 weeks. Bradshaw's got 2 months and 2 weeks. Bob Holly's got 10 months and 2 weeks, so he's got a new contract, but I don't know whether they just let him go after that or do I bring him back? Fight Lesnar. Kevin Nash, 2 months and 2 weeks for his torn quad, and broken necks, 6 months and 2 weeks for Lita, and 2 months and 2 weeks for Scotty to 40. But again, we're in a good position going forward. Of course, the people with morale issues, I say, the likes of Spike being left off the show at the Royal Rumble, and the likes of Benoit because of the Benoit steroid thing. We couldn't put him to rehab, it wouldn't let us, but we'll use him, we'll utilise him. If there's an option to put him to rehab the next time, we certainly will. Again, it says get to 71%. We're not overly pursuing it. As I say, it's just more a case of just enjoying the save and booking previous generations. But if we get to international, etc., that'd be good. So we're to look at that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of our places that were over. So we'd have to get the Great Lakes in one of our 68 importance places over before we would get to international. But it's not really a concern. It's just a case of enjoying the save, getting the storylines over, generating a bit of money. All that will take care of itself. Maybe get a WWE network at one point. But yeah, again, just enjoying the save. So as always, guys, if you enjoyed it, please leave a wee thumbs up. Any comments are deeply appreciated. Whether it's on my save, your own saves as well. Let us know how you're getting on. Let us know any predictions for No Way Out's card and for WrestleMania as well. And yeah, if you haven't already, you can, as I say, follow us on Twitter as well, at 21Maxwell. And yeah, there'll be a button popping up where you can hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And there'll be a list of all the previous videos. And of course, check out my WWE save in 2020 and the TNA save in 2006. But cheers for watching, guys. Much appreciated. Catch you next time for SmackDown. Bye-bye.